What you saying, ladies and gents? It is your boy Bucket Hat Sam, and yes, we are back in today for another video. Today's video, we're going to be discussing my Luton versus West Brom match preview. If you're new to this channel, smash that like button and subscribe. I'm a West Brom fan, but I'm going to try and come at this game as non-biased as possible. So please respect it. It's quite difficult as a West Brom fan. Recently, we're without a win now in four. We haven't had that new manager bounce that we were all hoping for and expecting. Things haven't been great this season, really. We're currently sat ninth in the league, and we're coming against Luton side, who are in form, who are currently sat in 10th. There's 1 point between the two sides, with Luton in a game with a game in hand. So this game is huge for the playoff race. The fact that Luton or even in this discussion is absolutely mental. I remember 3 or 4 years ago, I've got a good friend who's a Luton fan when they were in the Conference League, and now the National League, and now they've turned it all around. They're rising up the table on such a low budget. You've got to respect this club, a club that has a big place in my heart purely because of how well they've done. They've shown other sides. When you look at that, they're competing with the likes of Sheffield United, Forest, Middlesbrough, QPR. They're above Stoke, sides that have spent loads of money in recent years, and they've just shown them it's not all about the money. It's about the group of players. It's about the community feel that they've got going. Nathan Jones is a top manager. And what they're doing, guys, this season is going unnoticed. People aren't discussing the fact that they are literally 4 points off the playoffs. That is absolutely crazy. And before last week, obviously, they did lose on the weekend. Luton were unbeaten in the last 4 games. They're looking very good this season. A few players to really look out for. Sonny Bradley, obviously, in defence. Really, really good player, the centre-back. Naismith, I really like. Adebayo has got 12 goals now and 2 assists. I think he's the one that's really going to cause anyone problems. He's a big striker who likes the ball up to. He can bully defenders. He can play it off. He takes penalties. He scores all kind of goals. He's a really good all-round striker. But what I think we need to discuss then is West Brom side. Now we've discussed Luton and everything they're doing great. Now West Brom. What I believe we need to do, West Brom, I think the formation has to change. Obviously, we've been playing in that 4-2-3-1 system with 2 holding midfielders when we've had Malumbi and Mowat, and then Adam Reach in the number 10 role. We've had Callum Robinson and Grant on the wings with Andy Carroll up top. And I think we've got to switch it up. Sorry, I think we've got to go for a 4-4-2 formation. It has to change. Something has to change. It hasn't worked. We haven't been creating the chances. We've been getting the ball up long to Andy Carroll. He's been winning the flick-ons, but there's no one around him. And what I believe is the best formation we could possibly try and do would be a 4 at the back, plain and simple. Furlong right back. My 2 centre-backs. Bartley is back. And I'd probably go for Bartley and Ajayi because I don't think Matt Clark, I've really struggled with him. He has moments where I think, you know what, he's a great player, but then he's quite clumsy and he can make a few rash decisions every now and then. So I'd probably go for Ajayi and Bartley as 2 centre-backs back at like the Bilic days. And then left back, I would have Connor Townsend, I think's been integral to this West Brom side this season. Somebody I think is so improved and he's integral to everything that we do. And then the 2 centre-mids, I would go for Gardner Hickman and I would go for Alex Mowat. I think Malumbi, I'm not sure he's got the quality we need. Yes, he brings a lot of energy, but I think Taylor Gardner-Hickman is somebody who can bring that energy. And it's that unknown because he's so young and he doesn't have the pressures. It's what he does. It's quite exciting. It's somebody who can drive the team on forward. And I prefer him in that centre mid role because I don't think he's strong enough for that right back role. We've seen him struggle there when he's isolated. Whereas I think with him and Mowat, I think a lot of energy, tenacious tackling, 2 players who wear their heart on their sleeves, and I think 2 players that work really nicely with each other, a left-footed and a right-footed centre mid. Then this is now when it gets interesting. Who do we play on the wings? Because obviously we've got Dean Garner and Callum Robinson. I think that's got to be the 2 you've got to play. I struggle with Callum Robinson. I still don't know where his best position is. Is it in a 2 up top? Could potentially he look good with Andy Carroll? But I think Grant is obviously our main goal scorer, our main threat going forward. And I feel like when he's on the wing, he's not an out-and-out winger. And when we've seen this with Bruce, at least with Val, it was more of an inside forward. Now with Bruce, he's literally standing on the wing. And I don't think we're utilising him to his full effect. I think if we brought him more central, maybe with the flick-ons from Andy Carroll, I bet you he will bag so many goals because it reminds me of that goal against Coventry, when he got in behind and then Scott and took it away really nicely. That situation be created so many times. If we carry on playing those balls up to Andy Carroll and he wins those flick-ons because we need players around him, whether that be Callum Robinson, whether that be Carl Grant. We just need somebody up there with him because I think Andy Carroll, yes, I was somebody who was a big fan of the signing, but I can see what we're trying to go for. It's Route 1 football. So let's go all for it. Let's go all for this Sean Dyche-esque football and get players around him. Because if we're going to play up to him, It's simple as that. It's Route One football, and we've seen it with Burnley, where you have kind of the big man, small man kind of situation, where you have a small, fast player who can play off the big man. Where we see it with Chris Wood and players like Mate Vidra, or with the way they've been playing in that system. But I think we could really, really hurt Luton going forward if we do that. That's the thing. We controlled the game against Blackburn. I thought we played quite well, but it's just that lacking that creativity in that final third, that final little moment where I believe if we put numbers up there, it has to eventually fall. Surely. It's got to be a chance, a big chance for somebody. And not only that, I think one player I would like to discuss as well is their right back, James Bree. I think he's somebody we've got to look out for. And Harry Cornick, because what you find with Luton is the formation they've been playing a lot recently is a 3-5-2. So what we'll find is there'll be an extra man in midfield. So how we'll cope with that, because when you've got Lansbury and Mpanzu, the two of them, and then you've also got Campbell, and then sometimes Cornick can occasionally drop deep. He's kind of more of a free role when I say he's playing as a striker. So there will be numbers in that middle. So we need energy. Hence why I think Gardner-Hickman would be really suited to this kind of game, and Mowat. Whereas Mulumby, I think he's looked quite leggy. I think he's really struggled this season. Somebody that I was excited for, but I don't think he's hit the heights that we were all expecting. So I think that is my only worry, that Luton may dominate in the middle, because we do need like strength. And but then playing with Gardner-Hickman and Mowat, two small players, am I missing out on something? Who knows? I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this game pans out. And especially if we do play with four and we do play with wingers, then we'll have overlaps down those sides. We'll be able to isolate the defenders. This is the thing. How it will all pan out, I think it'll be really interesting. Obviously, Andy Carroll playing against three centre-backs, but doesn't matter how many centre-backs you put up against Andy Carroll's going to battle. And he's going to win headers. That's what he does, let's be honest. It's chalk and cheese, isn't it? Is it chalk and cheese? I don't know the phrase. I've just tried to go with the phrase there. I apologise. But no, it's going to be a really interesting one, huge for the table. And I believe this, if West Brom are going to make the playoffs, if we are, we have to now. I think this is our last chance. And I keep saying it's our last chance, but results keep going our way with QPR losing and other sides. You look at Sheffield United drawing, Forest drawing their last game, Huddersfield drawing their last game, QPR losing their last two. The results are going our way. We just need to actually do something. This is our chance now. Take the moment. And our next few games, we've got some really big games coming up. We've got Middlesbrough, Swansea, Hull, Huddersfield, Fulham, Bristol. We've got Bournemouth still to play, Stoke, Cov, Forest. We've got some really, really big games. So this is now the moment. Let's get that momentum and let's make a statement, because this is an informed Luton side who have been battling and beating big sides. They prefer to play against sides that keep the ball. We saw it with that result against Bournemouth. They've got a result against Fulham. They are a good side, and they like to allow other teams to have the ball, and then they counter with pace, tenacity. And it's not when I say the counter, it's not even like it's direct. It's good football. They're a good football inside. So it's going to be a really good game of football. I'm quite excited, and I always predict the Baggies win. I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to go for a 2-1 West Brom away win. I'm going to be confident. You've got to be. I think it's getting to that stage now where we have to back the side. As much as Steve Bruce, whether you disagree or agree with the appointment, we've got to back him. This is our moment. We have to take this game. This sets for the rest of the season. This sets the mark. It's a new. Let's wipe the slate clean. These first two games for Bruce. This is your moment. I'm ready. Are you ready? That's the question. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section below. Who's going to win? Who are you looking forward to see? And yeah, I'm buzzing for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. BucketHatSam over and out. Thank you. Goodbye.